how small they are. Every yukladia belauti thing you can't see them with your naked eyes. When they translate small particles into English, they translate it as subatomic particles. Subatomic particles Scientists, they say at the 13th century, they have found out that atom is the smallest materiality. Yazune dekuma dipan lokaga atom go adezo yu upwezi pjene shapwe twishi kejare. Only at the end of 19th century, in the beginning of 20th century, they could split atoms into proton, electron, and neutron. So go yazu now by Nesayazu a Sabain Jaroma, Dipan, Pina Shindiga, atom go proton, electron, neutron, net the South Havare, Ludilo, Shasepiro, Shapwe, Twishi Kejare. For that reason, they have translated small particles taught by the Buddha as subatomic particles, which is smaller than the atom. Example, atom teku bobi tinge melu yusaya de atom te bobi tinge de adwe druga subatomic particles lu pada pianjare. Can you see atom with your naked eyes? Atom go deru myasi ne myin nain la. Da so yin do proton, electron, neutron ga do away phit twa bi no? But among my disciples, they have seen these small particles with their insight knowledge. Aditema shide yogi drogandi, eri yuklak lidi, attempted being a melu usare, eri yuklak lidi go, Janlin Yang Chi bit gonsa, Minijavavi. Hope you know? So, to make all of you understand what is similar to what the particles are similar to. Any yukaglidia bade lather than dule said the umali pyojasu. Now here there are many those who are old in age, those who have used old television in Myanmar. Myanmar bima ho ke honga TV hondi domu jare malan. Before the program starts, as we want to watch television, we turn on. What do we see on the screen of television? TV season malagin le sei so de jichen ni bi TV club ko top phwin lai de mana pyin pon ma ba twi le set pyauk li de mla sport li de twi de li. Are they small or big? Small, but you can see with your naked eyes. We can divide into 1,000 times. Can you see them? So it will be very similar to small particles. A change the town loud can be sailor. Yellow name Yamba Omla. Era Lego, Yukla glue, the water video, Miao Chile, Yambila. Amula, Mimbare. Hope you know Yamchip Mianelli. Hope you like a say the town, say like me, or the daily Chamabe, Lusanchi, no? Do you want to see really? The game Minjana. Minjin Dimala Ato. Hope you know? Hope you la. Paloni, and then John Yanni, no? You do good. Oh, the Dengam body lube swap, no? If you practice 4 elements practically, 4 elements meditation practically, finally you will see them. They are not the ultimate reality, they are just the smallest concept. You need to analyze the ultimate materiality in those small, tiny subatomic particles. Any attempted thing in Melu Yusa, the Euclid lady, Brahma the body ari shi de era de ko nya phit think si ya ma phit pa le. So there are earth, water, fire, wind, color, smell, taste, utility, essence, life faculty, and sensitivity. Edi Yuklatima. Edi Yuklatima, Bari Shile, Petavita, Avoda, Disoda, Vayoda, Sin and Yada, Osa, Zivita, Patara Yo, so we Nezun Shimyo, Gumyo, Semyo Shide, Erarigo, Nyapit, Thingsiyame. The Buddha has instructed us to do both internally and externally. Yes, Apyaga, Isata, Tanda, Naiko, Beta, Tanda, Naiko, Shuame, Ludilu. Lanyon Tare at Isatayo, Bedayo, Shusire. So for those who have seen them, when they close their eyes, they see just small particles in your whole body. If they look at the outside, external beings, living and non-living things, they don't see men and women, they see just small particles which are rising and perishing rapidly. Any Pokuriga, to the Rogandi, to Yodu, Gonsa, Divi Pede, the Rogandiga, Tamadi, to Rambi, Messi may lay down it. Messi may be the Tamadi, to round lay down nego, maybe a cana ingo, Maturo Bene, Eddie alone think at Yukladi, Kanama said that they pipi bendi the Yukladigo, Kana injima, and not do Be not there to do tiny Mudamidi, Mudari, a South Uri, Tashita Medi, Alungu, Daji Leva, Pansaline, a Colo Yukladi, Picone. Erichema, Isatayo, Bedayo, Dadare Pietani, Takude Pietani, Aloha, Pipiani do, Yukladi Pete. At that time, all the things, all living things and non-living things become one. Just small tiny particles which are arising and perishing rapidly all the time. So at that time, you don't see men and women. Erichema Tinduha. A mutami lematudo, muda lematudo, with Dibmi Midodan Sura lematudo, to Kude Veturo, Balesu, Yukla Sura Veturo. At that time, you will stop arguing with the Buddha. Myasa Pyashine, Nyinko Mu Edi Niha, Shatan de Nibabe. Buddha said, there is no man and woman. But you say, no, there is man, here men. There is woman. Why do the Buddha say there is no man and woman? Here. Buddha is omniscient Buddha, better believe him. But you argue, okay, silently or with words too. Pero, Nyasabya Bamile, Mudami Mishi, Muda Mishivure, Miro Nyende, Piane, Timashibare, Teahoni de Pukua, a Muda, Yaha, Dimaduria, Mudami, Muda Leshi, Mudami Leshivale, Pia, Mishiu, Bapilu, Biodale. Ili Pia Alonso Diro Muraveli, Shuntaleda, Gomare, Subiro, Yentemaro, Jamapsheneula. Pia Biore, Napia, Loka Gine, Ninkombu, the Loka Gia, Napiane, Ninkonava. How do you know? If you don't see them with your insight, you will argue with the Buddha. Mimido Nyampi Kurai Mati Dino Piashin Ninko Nija Umabe, Dumia Jain Gay Kama Sulu, Atan Date Ninjara Leshideli. The what do ya sumi Atan Trabi Ninjara Leshideli? Hope you know, that's a Mimido. Do you want to be the one who stop arguing with the Buddha or who want to continue? Piashin Ninko Mugu Yachene Durila, Sachene Durila. Yachin, you need to come here and practice. Hope you know? Yachin Balu Amle, Dimatiala to Ame, Tamada Mimiru Yama. Hope you know? Atadana Pan Uyin Jitega, Punlandi de Pavana Pangunjigo, Lavi Sembo Malula. There are many those who have penetrated them here. Erago children Tini de Yogi Drogandi di Tema Miaive. No? Kamai Totema Midu. Bisui the Tangajin, like Yakan Nivi in a Duaye, no? Nila Villa. Not yet near. Far distance. We need don't be pia, no? Okay, we in Le Wijabazi, Chayla in Le Tola Babi, no? Chaquin Ya on the need Chasi Tare, Chatai, and maybe to Jesu Yavali me, Hopi. So after knowing and seeing the ultimate materiality, you need to continue how to know and see the ultimate mentality. So I want to ask you, Eri Yodiyarigo, Brahmanya means sai on Totwin Tipi de Nama, Nandiyarigo, Brahmanya means sai on, maybe to Sepichama Bipshade. Let me ask you a question. Where does mentality arise? Megondaku Michene. Say Bema Pitale. I want to ask one of the Vietnamese lady to give me an answer. Where does mentality arise? Okay, they don't give me an answer. Okay, the Gamai Dobit Temami. Hello, Ima Pide, no? To Sierra Diana Vira to Pioni. Oh, you know, Akura to Pianavi. Papile, Budu Dapi, Piantari. Tabime, Korean Yampit, children teaching Piedot, Mabiandi, no? So, scientists say mentality arises in the brain. Tiban Logaga Piore, Nandiaha Unama Pide, Seya Unama Pide, no? Here, when you could practice ultimate mentality at that time, I will let you check whether it arises in the brain or not. Dima mimido Nandiago Kuran Shunan in the Yolime. Eri Nijaye, Di Nandia Unama Pime Pisurago, Tinogo, Kuran Be Sanse Kaima Pipare. At that time, you will say there is no trace of mentality in the brain. Chimpia, Unama, Nandaya Yelu, a young leader, Mashiva Upia, Lu Edi Nijay, a Pibima Webshede. There is only small particles in the brain. Unama, Yokala Lily Veshide. Nandaya Yelu, a young leader, Mashivu. Now I will let all of you understand. When you feel happy, do you feel in your brain or in your heart? When you feel angry, where do you feel, in the brain or in your heart? When you feel proud of yourself, where do you feel, in the brain or in your heart? Practically, you understand this. Okay? No mentality in the brain. Even trace of mentality is not in the brain. Jambu, a ye a young lee, low down, say sura, unama, mapshiba. Hope you know? A no ingo, a mea api, maybe pshete, look. So I will not explain how to discern ultimate mentality now. It is very deep and profound. Only when you come, I will teach you. No? Today what I want to share with all of you, how to discern the second noble truth, the origin of suffering. Tamudya Tissa look or Dukha Tissa, Pichang, the need Dukha Pichang, Tamudya Tissa go, Dini Alungo, Yawi Kanza Pichemane. Hope you know? So, one of the disciples here in this monastery, who come into this existence with good parami. Pero dipita jite male pavare. Dibawago parami tiagong digu. Suzang shami biro yalare drogong de ulube. Piochene. He is a man. When times ripen, he come and practice here. A chain yaularo. Obino? Parami ro pare. A chain mayaw no mayaw tiu. Pero parami pare, a chain mayaw de mayaw tebu. A chain yaw ma yaw chayari. No? Pero a chain mayaw in gaumetene, no? Hobi. So for that gentleman, times ripen. That's why he came here and practiced meditation under my guidance. Ero a chain yaularo to Muganda to Duroganga, the town de Tigo, Chaushi Biro, the Yatin Janjuko Atobi. He could develop deep concentration. They are Tamadi, the Yarigo, Gongza, 2009 Queen Yari, 2000 Queen Yari. He could practice almost all the 40 kinds of samatha meditation. Atamata Kamatan Bigu, Kamatan Lise Lunini, or Mimi Atu Nankede. After that, I taught him how to discern ultimate mentality and materiality, which is a suffering. Eri nama dukkha disa miyare yudya nandiyarugu paramanya minsai on belu shua me suragu kaungswa tuntin pyata susuma queen yakire. So it is the right time to discern the second noble truth, the origin of suffering. Ero yudya nandiyarugu paramanya minsai on tutrin tibi pyate de dukkha disa guဟုတ်တိုင်းမှန်စွာသိပြီးမြင်ပြီးဖြစ်တယ်။ဒါကြောင့်မို့သမုဒယသစ္စာသိအောင်သင်ပေးခွင့်ယူရတော့မယ်အချိန်ရောက်ပြီ။ဒါကြောင့်မို့သမုဒယသစ္စာသိအတွက်အတိတ်ဘက်ကိုဉာဏ်စေလွတ်ပြီးတော့ရှုခိုင်းတယ်။ So to discern the past, to know the second noble truth, I told him how to discern the past. So here, let me ask you one question. Can you discern the mentality that arose just 5 minutes ago? For those who don't know, who don't see ultimate mentality and materiality. Tamadi le mashire, yodi nandigo le hutai manza paramanya min sai or mashuna dire, Turogandi di tema shire. Mirogo, located Hamanega Pietware. ယုံနာတွေကိုပြန်ပြီးသိသိပါလို့ပြောလို့ရှိရင်သိသိလို့ရမလားမရနိုင်ဘူး It is impossible for those who have no concentration. It is impossible for those who don't know, who don't see ultimate mentality and materiality yet to discern their past ultimate mentality and materiality. တမာတိလည်းမရှိဘူးယုတ်တင်နံတွေကိုဟုတ်တိုင်းမှန်စွာပရမတ်ဉာဏ်မြင်ဆိုင်အောင်မသိသိရသေးတဲ့သူတော်ကောင်းတွေအတွက်ပြီးခဲ့တဲ့9မိနစ်ကဖြစ်သွားတဲ့ယုံနံတွေကိုရှုနိုင်မှုဆိုတာမဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးဟုတ်ပြီနော် But for those who see the whole body just as small particles and also they see mentality in their mental continuum they see just ultimate mentality and materiality ယုတ်တင်နံတွေကိုပရမတ်ဉာဏ်မြင်စိုက်ထားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအတွက်မျက်စိမိတ်လိုက်ရင်ဒီကိုယ်လုံးယုတ်ကလတ်တွေပဲတွေ့တော့တယ်အတန်ကြားရင်လည်းသောတာဒါရဝီတိမနောဒါရဝီတိဆိုဝီတိစိတ်စဉ်ကြီးပဲတွေ့တော့တယ်ခန္ဓာရင်တိန်လုံးကယုံနာနှစ်ပါးပဲတွေ့တော့တယ်အဲ့ဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအတွက် they could discern even mentality and materiality 5 minutes ago 10 minutes ago 1 day ago 2 days ago 5 days ago အဲ့ဒီလိုယုတ်တင်နံတွေကိုပရမတ်ဉာဏ်မြင်ဆိုင်အောင်ထိုးထွင်းသိထားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအတွက်တော့လွန်ခဲ့တဲ့10မိနစ်ကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့9မိနစ်ကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့10မိနစ်ကယုံနာကောင်းစွာရှုနိုင်တယ် In this way I have instructed him to discern ultimate mentality and materiality of 1 day ago 2 days ago 3 days ago 1 month ago 2 months ago 5 months ago 1 year ago 2 years ago in the same way အဲ့ဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေကိုတနေ့ကယုံနာမနေ့ကယုံနာတနေ့ကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့9ရက်ကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့1လကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့9လကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့1နှစ်ကယုံနာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့2နှစ်ကယုံနာစသည်အပြင်နောက်ကိုတဆင်းပြီးတဆင်းဆုပ်ပြီးတော့ရှုစေတယ် Finally they reach when they were newly born အဲ့တော့နောက်ဆုံးမိခင်ဝန်တွေကစတင်ပြီးတော့ဝေးဖွားလာတဲ့အချိန်တီးကိုရောက်သွားပြီယုံနာပဲနော်နောက်ကိုဆက်ဆုပ်သွားလိုက်ရင်မိခင်ဝန်ထဲရောက်သွားမယ် So if we continue discerning we will reach in the mother womb and we instruct them to go to the stage which is the beginning of this life which is rebirth linking consciousness stage ဟိုမိခင်ဝန်ထဲရောက်ပြီဆိုတဲ့အခါကလလရည်ကြီးတည်တဲ့အခိုက်အတည်ကိုရောက်အောင်သွားစေပါတယ်ဟ ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒီနေ့လက်သုံးချောင်းထောင်ပြမယ်နော်မတွေ့ဘူးတဲ့သူတွေကြည်နော်ဒါလေးက so this is at the rebirth linking consciousness time ဒါဟာပရိသေတိစတည်တဲ့အချိန်ပဲ this is that consciousness moment ဒါသုတိစိတ်ကြတဲ့အချိန်ပဲ it is closed there is no gap ဒီနှစ်ခုကြားမှာဘာမှအကြားလက်မရှိဘူးကတ်နေတယ်သုတိစိတ်ကြပြီးတာနဲ့လူပရိသေတိရောက်မဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကမိခင်ဝန်ထဲမှာပရိသေတိစတည်တယ် so before this near death moment အဲ့ဒီသုတိစိတ်မတိုင်ခင်လေးမှာတော့မရဏတဏ္ဍဇောဆောတယ်ခုဒီနေရာကိုရောက်ပြီ when he could discern the beginning stage in the mother womb wishing to know what is the causes of this nama and rupa I told him to descend to the back and he saw the near death object အဲ့တော့ဒီကာလရည်ကြီးတည်တဲ့အခိုက်ကလေးကိုရောက်သွားပြီယုတ်နံစဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီချိန်မှာဒါကြောင့်ဒုက္ခသစ္စာစတာဒီချိန်ပဲအဲ့ဒီယုတ်နံတွေကိုဖြစ်စေတဲ့အကြောင်းကိုသိလို့တဲ့စိတ်နဲ့အတိတ်ဘက်ကိုဉာဏ်စေလွတ်ပြီးတော့ရှုခိုင်းလိုက်တော့တွေ့ပြီသူ့ရဲ့ပထမအတိတ်ဒေဂာနီအကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒေဂာနီအကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံကဘာလဲအဲ့ဒီဒေဂာနီဒုက္ကမထံရှုပွားပြီးတော့ဒုက္ကမထံဖြစ်ဥပ္ပဇာရတမာတိနေမီကိုဆက်ရောက်နေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒုက္ကမထံသည်အပနာဇံတမာတိကိုမဆိုင်နိုင်ဘူးဥပ္ပဇာရတမာတိလောက်ထိတော့စိုက်တယ်ပြီးတော့ဒေချာဆန်းစစ်ခိုင်းလိုက်တော့အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာသူကယဟန်ဖြစ်နေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့တော့အဲ့ဒီယဟန်ကဘာဆုတောင်းလဲသူ့ဘဝမှာသူဆုတောင်းတယ်တရားသူရနိုင်သောယောက်ျားကောင်းဖြစ်ရပါလို့ဤလို့ဆုတောင်းတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာလည်းတရားအမထုတ်ဘူးလားအားထုတ်တယ်သူဝိဇ္ဇာမျိုးစီလေထိုက်သည့်အားလို့ဆိုအောင်မြင်ခဲ့တယ်တခြားသောဒါနသီလကုသိုလ်ကောင်းမှုတွေလည်းပဲအားထုတ်ခဲ့တယ်ဒါနသီလတမထကိုဘာလို့ခေါ်မလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်စရဏမျိုးစီလို့ခေါ်တယ်ဓကမထံကနှစ်ဖက်ရဖြစ်တယ်တမာတိကျင့်စဉ်မှာလည်းဘုရားကစရဏမျိုးစီအောင်လို့သင်တယ်ဝိပဿနာဘန်းရောက်တော့လေမြတ်စွာဘုရားယုတ်ကမထံကိုဓကမထံဖြစ်မသိဘူးလားဒါဆိုဓကမထံရှုပွားထားခြင်းဟာစရဏမျိုးစေရောဝိဇ္ဇာမျိုးစေရောအောင်မြင်စေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒါကြောင့်မို့အဲ့ဒီဘဝဉာဏ်ဘဝကနေပြီးတော့ဒီဘဝမှာအမျိုးကောင်းသားဘဝရလာတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒါဆိုအဲ့ဒီပထမအတိတ်ဘဝကိုဖြစ်စေတဲ့အကြောင်းကိုထပ်ပြီးတော့ရှုဖို့မလိုဘူးလားဒီကြောင့်နဲ့ကြည့်မှာအနည်းဆုံး9ဘဝလောက်တော့သင်ပေးတယ်နော်ကဲဒကမကြီးဒေါ်တင်မကို9ဘဝဘယ်တော့လာရှုမလဲဟုတ်ပြီနော်အချိန်ရောက်ရင်လာပါမယ်ဗျာဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဟုတ်ပြီဒါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒုတိယအတိတ်ဘဝကိုလှမ်းရှုလိုက်တော့ဒီလိုလေးပြောရင်ကောင်းမယ်ထင်တယ်နံပါတ်6ဘဝကနေစပြောမယ်ဒါမှအစီအစဉ်လေးကြာသွားမယ်နော်တစ်ကနေသွားတာမြင်ကျင်သလားကြားကျင်သလား6ကနေလာတာမြင်ကျင်လား6ကနေပြောမယ်နော်ကဲနံပါတ်6ခုမြောက်အတိတ်ဘဝတဲ့အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာအဲ့ဒီဒကာကြီးကလေသမားဘဝဖြစ်တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ကဲလေသမားဘဝမှာသူကဘာလုပ်တယ်လဲဆိုတော့ဇေဒီရင်ပြန်မှာတန့်ရှင်းရေးသွားလုပ်တယ်ကုသိုလ်ကံအဲ့ဒီကံကနောက်ဆုံးအကျိုးပေးတာပြီးတော့ဘာစုတောင်းတယ်လေသမားဒကာကြီးကဖရာတကာဖြစ်ပြစီတဲ့အမေသူကဖရာတကာဖြစ်ချင်တယ်နော်ဘယ်ကံကျိုးပေးလဲဖရာရင်ပြန်မှာဇေဒီရင်ပြန်မှာတန့်ရှင်းလုပ်တဲ့ကံကအကျိုးပေးလိုက်တယ်စိတ်စေသိနံတရားကိုပြောရင်34လုံးပိဋိရှင်ဉာဏ်ရှင်တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့ဒီဘဝကနေပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ဘဝမှာသူကလေသမားဘဝဖြစ်တယ်အမျိုးသားဘဝကိုပဲသူကစိတ်ကညှို့နေတယ်အဲ့ဒီကံကအကျိုးပေးလိုက်တော့နောက်ဘဝမှာသူကအမျိုးကောင်းသားဘဝဖြစ်ပြန်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့သူ့ရဲ့အလုတ်ကံကလှေသူကြီးဖြစ်တယ်လှေသူကြီးဘဝမှာသူကဘာလုပ်တယ်လဲဆိုရင်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုစီးဖြန်းခဲ့တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာဒီကြောင့်နဲ့ကြီးမှသင်ပေးနေတယ်နော်ဒီထဲမှာအောင်မြင်ရှုထားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအများကြီးပါတယ်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုစီးဖြန်းပြီးတော့သူကဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုလည်းစီးဖြန်းခဲ့တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံက Hobi, Ero Buddha Nudri, Pavanago Sipian, Buddha Nudri Pavanale, do Ubazara, Tamadi Lope Site. Ero Dua Pasu Downle, Soro, Nibam Miyabi, Sajama, and Saja Kanade, no? Nibam Miyabi, Saja, the Diadule, Saja Bare Tende. Sajari de Miavala. Nibam Miyabi, Sajama, and Nadapia Balu E. Hobi, no? Who Namachabuama. Payadaga Pilurimla. Kuna Buddha Nudria, Pavana Kamatan Pine, Music Chakera. Taime, Pechi Madua, Quelon Dalesui, Sedi de Sugo, Ditare Echime, Dines and Mave Dua, Quelon Dale. Eri Zeri Dire Ganga Jupira. At the Pasu Downle, Nibam Yakin Sajama, Nadab Chipiazi, oh, Nadabago Dua, the Voja Davi, no? Era number Libuama Babsele, Nadabua Yashire. A Nadabuama. Be under a giant needed Lumiazago, Kruna Jizapi, getting social picade. Mimiro and Namyan Nagon, Nadragon, the social leader, Mimiro Tila. But do you know Mimama Miave? Tamadro go Miami Tanani, really. Nagoziani. Through Yara, Miaive, Tame Drubacale, San Ashitemia, Social Kuni Nijara, who did a gaye boama, era tintin to Yara. Papile, pay under a child needed Lumiazago, the Kruna Jiza pit, getting social kere, Eddie Ganga, Eddie Boa, Jupira. Biro Pasu down there. Ludabegu, Ludabi at Tegu, getting pain in the Mudabuago, Yabiazi. Apilole, the Nade Siglia, G20 de Akan, Eddie Siglia, Ah Gong Lare, Tweja, Bapilare, Sudonga, Tattoo Lare, Ludari at Deku, getting Bina in the Mudabo, Yabiazi, Zerota at the Sudan. Began Jubile, Pay under a giant in the Lumia Zago, Gruna, Jiza Pig, getting social care, Ganga, Jubile, Sisi de Nandia, Pitinian Shinde, Dons and Lilombe. Ever Tatia at Debuama, Sisia Boa Yari. Oh, Sudan at Diamond, no? Luria at Degu, getting bitch and the Luria Yoga, Kuta bitch and the Eddie Sisia Boama. Miba Nabani Dagua, 202 Miazago, Sekuta Bikayari. Era 2 Tunari Kuro, Basi Polare. Luria Sia, no? Since in Pion Legend, the same bit the same minted chains or Tapura. Nadabwa Majoro, Luriu getting the Amayalu, Luria at Degu getting a Poku, Pipjazi, Sudan Biro, Sisia Boyare, no? Sisia Boya Biro, Eddie Wama, 2 Tunarigo, do a Sekuta being it, Sudan, Una Kendo Nadabuago, Yabiazi, oh, Obino, Nadi Ura Nara, Tishare, no? Mo Manaulu Biolu Yare, O Jim Matenshawu, Najim Matenshawu, Tiga Nijaroma, Bungan Neye, Libyan Tailu, Minion Dodlube, Mudira Mudilai, no? Piensengue Mayalepu, Bungan Jire, Bokuri Laupe, Tiga Lima, to a Namik Namu Tene, Eddie Bungan Jire, Natu Didali, Piensengue, Petty Alos, Ayajare, Jane Bukurigaro. Libyan Tailu, Minion Dodlube, Chechembe, the Song Tojari, no? That's what Ku Ona Durigo, take to Yara, Bapet Dale, Ona Kende, Nadabwa Yabiazi, Pekanga, Jupile, Seku, Selu Pire, Kudokanga, Jupire, et Nabwajara, Bapet Janeso, Towns out Nadabwa Yabiane. Hope you know? Get towns out Nadabwama. Pakanli Jubile Suro Tani Gino where you handle the Baha Tombo Kigu Tabari Jwa Edit Yando Guli Couldn't Shabia Biro did these on Ludana Luhan sound and net do I no? Ero Tola Chima did these on the Katlu Biro Diana you carry Eddie Diana you de can to Basu downless, Tandayama, Lumia John Tiarugu, Artuna, though Yahambua Yabiazi, the whole. No, Wizardana Uber and the De Sanjebala. Aku temyu, not temyu, no? Kura bewa yaudabi, Yamboa Yabiazi, so Patama Atima Babshele, Yamboa Yalari, Eddie Yamboama, Takamatango, Shukere, Ubazari the Mariti, Ubazara the Mariti go, Saikere, Hero Park, suit down le. Tia do yan in the Yautagong Pipiazi, so Diwa Yautagong Pilabi, Akuro, Tia Dabi. Hope you know? The Dia do the Obero Dia Yamle. Hope you know? That's what I mean. Long Talip and Chila, or Bawari ha. Hello, be the Boabi, the Boa. Chinle Chesabi, or Pilon Nijaya. Didagaji, Boa Lady, Kaumari. No? Show yogi a table Gaboa, Lao Shukain, Daboaga, Trace and Boa Paramyajare. Nay like me like bay, no? Tajambu. Edilu, the Mudia Tissa. Madi and Papimle, Messa Piaga. Tinangaru, the Chanjo Separisa, the Muba, the Botiago, Korean Yampi, Tempo be Madikelu, Mamiakelu, Tandiago, Sing, Sung Benchago, Malone Yajim Pete. I forgot to explain in English, right? Sorry. Oh, near to the time is. So I will briefly say. So I'm sharing one of the meditator's past life. In his 6th past life, he was a farmer. He used to do cleaning walks, brooming in the platform of the Jediya. So that karma give its result. And then he make an aspiration to be the one who can make offering Bhagoda. Because of this aspiration and because of that wholesome karma, in the 5th past life, he was born as a man. So he was a captain in the big ship. And then he make an aspiration, I want to be a deva before attaining final nibbana. So he passed away when he was establishing one Jediya. So that karma gave its result. Because of this reason, in the 4th past life, he was born as a deva. As a deva, he saved many humans, those who are in the danger. And then, out of compassion, he has saved humans, those who are encountering dukkha. And he make an aspiration to be a doctor in the next life. And then in the 3rd past life, he was born as a man. He became a doctor. He treated many old and sick persons. And because of this, sense of urgency arose in him, and he made an aspiration. I want to be reborn where there is no. I want to be born as a deva. Old age and sickness are not obvious. So he was born as a deva who was protecting, who dwells in the mountain deva. One day, one bhikkhu was on the way, because he saw a bhikkhu who was on the way, and then he make an offering, the offering of fruits to the bhikkhu, and then he listened the Dhamma. Because of that kusala karma, and because he make an aspiration, may I be the one who can engage practicing for the liberation. For that reason, in the 1st past life, he was born as a man, and then he ordained as a bhikkhu. He practiced 4 elements meditation. He attained access concentration, and then he made an aspiration. May I be the one who knows and see the Dhamma, and may I be reborn as a man who knows and sees the Dhamma. For that reason, in this very life, he was born as a man, and he could practice meditation very well, and he knows and sees the Dhamma in this very life too. So this is what I share with all of you. And Buddha, what did the Buddha say? If we don't know, if we don't see the dependent origination, it is impossible to make an end of suffering. And the commentary explain, quoting the words of the Buddha, if you don't know and if you don't see the dependent origination or law of karma directly, we cannot make an end of suffering even in the dream. Don't just say Parisa Tamupa the Bodiago, Kuranyam Pit, Timpobi, Matikebu, Mamikebu, so yen, Tandaya was saying a song by Chago, Amet Tema, Dorama, Malone no. If you want to make an end of suffering, you need to be the one who know and see the dependent origination with your inside knowledge. That's why you know, Tandaya was saying a song by Chago, Luchen e Boku, Mayendo, Pago Tibo, Miebo, Lodele. Chancho said Parisa Tamupa the Bodia Lucore, Pekan Jout Divaya Lale, so they can do it at Chopi Bungo, comes on Miebo Mlula. Okay, so after knowing and seeing the ultimate mentality and materiality, which is the suffering, cause and their effects, which are the second noble truth, they are ready to practice vipassana inside meditation. Dukha Disa Miyare, Yudia Nandia, Mudia Disa Miyare, Jondia, Judia, Gurania Pit, Temple, Tibi Pete, Tudrogandu Unine, Pia Biore, Vipatana, a siku, Satin, be Shubuya, and ascendant Pibi Pite. So, the object of insight meditations, they are the first noble truth and the second noble truth. Vipatana Nyaya Shuka Ayun Sura, Piaho Ditanaya. Dukha Disa ne Tamudia Disa Miabe Shipari, Eri Dukha Disa Miare, Judia Nadia, Tamudia Disa Miare, a Chondia, a Judia Rugu. Lakanai don't and Tembi or Vipatana Shuama Pite. So those who know and see the ultimate mentality and materiality, causes and their effects. So they need to contemplate impermanent suffering non-self, seeing the rising and perishing of them. Because of contemplating, seeing the arising and perishing of them, because of contemplating impermanence, seeing the arising and perishing of them, because of contemplating dukkha, because they are subject to suffering, and they contemplate non-self because they are out of control. Gradually, their insight knowledge mature. To be to the body go Mion Chile. Nisa look, Dundini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. Pigeon Pigeon Danjapia, Nisa Candiare, the Bogo Mion Chibiro, Duka, look to Dundini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. The Piasive, J.K. Kaima, Nitaram Shire, the Bogo Mion Chibiro, Nata, look to Dundini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. Because of contemplating impermanent suffering and non-self, their insight knowledge mature. With the maturity of insight knowledge, path knowledge arises, taking Nibbana as an object. Erilu, Nisalu, Dukhalu, Natalu, Dundunji Vipadana, Shukwin Yajare, Edwe, Vipadana, Nyandu, Yenchade, Soma, Menyan, Punyandu, Saito Mujare, Nibangu, Ayun Yuliane. When they attain path and fruition knowledge, so the first path knowledge remove personality view, Sakaya Ditti. Doubt, Vijikacha. Silabata Brahmasa attachment to wrong practices has been removed completely without remainder. Tajamu, Dora Bati me Dora Bati po Saiteka, Dora Bati Mecca, Takaya Diti, Vijikacha, Tilabata Brahmada Sure, Heri, Tanyosin, Dongjango, a Bitai, Peshalite. So they have prevented themselves falling into the four states. A pedagogy, a pitai, pitwavi pite. Do you want to close the door to four states? Yes. A pedagogy go pitchinjala? If it is so, you need to engage practicing until you know and see the Dharma in this monastery. That's how Mimiru, a pedagogy pitching Baluamle. Heri Johnny Jima. Piashin Hojaro Mure, Tila Tamari, Pina, Dika, Dunya, Jimya Digo, Senate Jani, Jaku, Jake, Jinjan Juku, Atupu, Mlula. As you have attended first As you have first standard in the primary school for 1 year, you should also at least attend 1 year practicing meditation. Hope you know? Tungaran tanit tekere mala. Taya shabira tungaran tetalaw tanit law do ladabu mugong la. If you don't value, you will not know and see the Dhamma. Tambo matayin no eri taya tambo tendo si yaula ma mhopu. So may you be those who know the value of Dhamma. Taya ye tambo go tire duri phinin ja ba si. May you all know and see the Dhamma in this very life. Dibwa ma din taya du taya mya ati du nyan du janin ja ba si lu sana pyu yin ne. Harimbeta nikameta yungsata Buddha dadani. Dunata mizuno dina nalagaran wakungzaro. Buddha dadani pyamya swa dadana donai. Harimbeta ato jagung lo. Nikameta temyao jang long lago pyu jagung lo. Yungsata bhavana nishindo long lago ato jagung lo. Kungzaro simbyang ji di. Nalagaran juingo dunadi wa pyasi the kedo. Mizuno thonza the nangan by san so nin shinte mi dinan sitigo. Dunata pyasi jagong lo. Iti do tiro bibu mate myati. Vosa garuna shita mita pye. Hojaro mukhe bhavidadi.